Summer catalogs already? Oh well, let's take a look. Come back after the titles and see what they're offering. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, the Mile Train Outsider, the Märklin Outsider, a Knight of the Rhomboid Table here with Märklin's 2026 Summer Release Catalog. They dropped it earlier today, so without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, before I go through the catalog, I just want to make a couple of things clear as I always try to do. I have not seen this catalog. I have not looked at it yet. I haven't even watched the video that Märklin put up to announce all these items. So what you're going to see is my live, raw, unedited reaction to each item based on my own personal biases and aesthetics. I'm not here to talk you into buying or not buying. I'm just here to say, hey, here's what they've released and I like it, or it's not my thing. So with that said, I'm going to make myself a little smaller here and we will get into this. So the big news, apparently, because that's what they're highlighting, this is class 18, so we'll see what shows up. Okay, so first on hand. Now, I've actually seen this announced already. So they have, this is a class 101, a German 101s tend to do high-speed intercity rail, along with some other express trains. But it's a class 01 WOA electric. Now, WOA is a big, wild, open-air heavy metal concert. So they're doing some, following up on the AC/DC. They're following up on this concert. So you look like you've got the locomotive and a car to go with it. They're just showing you both sides of them. That's kind of funky in a good way. All right, so this is an MHI exclusive. Was this one? This one was not. So that's just sort of their big one to get you into it. All right, so MHI exclusives. If this is your first time watching this video, MHI is German initials. It means Märklin Händler Initiative, and it means Märklin Dealers Initiative. Basically, there are certain models Märklin makes that you have to be a member of the MHI program. In other words, you kind of pay them a fee, sign up, you agree to certain contractual stipulations. And if you agree to all that, certain price points and blah, 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 they will allow you to sell these models. So these are more limited, harder to find. You can't just walk into any hobby store and do it. You have to walk into a Märklin shop and buy these. Most American dealers, North American dealers, are members of the MHI. They get the MHI models. All right, so what we have here is a class EG524, and I know nothing about that, so I'll encourage you to go ahead and pause this screen if you want and read what they're talking about. Six-piece collector series, history of electric locomotives, eras 1 through 6. So this is one of the earliest electric locomotives. So in that way, historically, it's kind of cool. Obviously, it's a funky design of its time. Looks as it did starting in 1921, so it's after World War I. And the other thing I'll point out is right below me here, just a little bit, you'll see the word tricks. Märklin, in case you don't know, is 3-rail. HO scale 3-rail, although Märklin also does Z scale and 1 scale, and they even have a special O scale they're releasing. But anyhow, they are 3-rail AC powered, but they release most of their items in 2-rail DC under the Tricks name. So same things. All right, let's go on. And here's a little Kraus Maffei, little boxcar refrigerator. Yeah, it's a boxcar, not a refrigerator car. Part 2 of a 3-part series on historical locomotive factories. And previously they had the one below it. So, okay. Interesting. All right, a class 86, one in a series. These are all MHI special initiatives. Again, very cool sculpting here. Lots of detail for a smaller, well, it's not even smaller. It's a 282, so it's not even that small. But yeah, a little shunting locomotive, I believe. I'm trying to read to see if I'm guessing wrong there. But yeah, Class 86, if that's your thing. I'm not looking at, but I always think German steamers with the black over red look cool. And this has got some little funky angles and designs. All right, this interests me. This is Era 4. Boy, Era 5 and 6 would be better, but some flatbeds with, or state cars loaded with pipes. That's actually very cool. And you get the first set comes with a, let me see, 1969, baggage car. It's a freight baggage car. Okay. And then a second full 3-car set. So you get 5 cars and a baggage car. I kind of like that. I'm looking to expand my freight and types of freight this year is one of my challenges. All right, here is a Märklin Startup. Märklin Startup is their introductory level. Now, their introductory level has 2 levels, both called Märklin Startup. But Märklin Startup can have some very simple, basic looking items, but it's full digital, works on the Märklin track and any track. And so it's a basic setup, but then you can have much higher quality detailed stuff that is still a startup because the decoder doesn't have a lot of functions. They use a little bit more plastic instead of metal. And then when you get to the full scale stuff, it's a lot more metal and more advanced decoders. But that doesn't have a name. It's just Märklin. But startup is an introductory. That's what they call it. Startup. It's an introductory level. So here you got a little Europa Park starter set based on a train that a roller coaster that runs at Europa Park. So this is the Alpen Express from Europa Park. So you get a figure 8 track. So it looks, but this would run on any layout. So that's kind of cool. All right. So now this is not startup. So now you're getting into their more detailed high-range stuff. They've been doing a few of these Class AE6/8. Sorry, I'm stuttering here. And a set of cars to go with it. Completely new tooling because they had just released one of these a couple years ago, but it was just last year. That was the old original one made again. They used the old molds, but now that was popular, but people are saying, hey, why don't you make a new one? And so they're releasing now this complete new tooling version and a set of coaches to go, or not coaches, set of cars to go with it. Freight car set. That's cool for the era. And well, here's a class, quote, 18. It's an S3/6 in Bavaria. This is the high stepper. Now, they announced this last year, and this was a special release last year, but apparently they're re-releasing it now on a broader level here. But the Hochsage, the high stepper, that is a gorgeous locomotive. I've got plenty of Class 18s, including a green one. Now, this is newer. I love the gold piping on the boiler. Very sharp, very cool. And here it is. This is the cover child. This is the Class 18. And apparently it's got a nickname Resi, former Baden Class 4H test locomotive. Looks as it did 1966. So if you notice, it's weathered. So this is weathered. A lot of functions and sounds, and they're releasing a car set to go with it below. Gorgeous locomotive. I love the German black over red, as I say many times. But this one is authentic weathering effects, lots of digital functions and such. And they do list cars, which is interesting because that's the same car set. Actually, they're separate cars. I bought all those except the red one when I was in Germany last year. I've got 45, 21, 4500, 10, 20, and 40 there. I've got all those. I bought them to go with the Class 01 I bought last year in Germany. But this goes, so those cars from last year will go with this for this year. Okay. The Deutsche Weinstrasse car set. This was advertised last year, so they're apparently running another line with it. Or they're adding a dual car set that you can add in with some things they released last year, but you can see it below and the model numbers that go with it. That's kind of cool. I've got a couple of different German wine street, wine road, wine highway bits, but yeah, cool. And here it is, the Class 66. Very sharp. Very sharp. Now, they released this a little while ago, so they're re-releasing it. And so I'm all in. I want a Class 66. This is one on kind of on my list. And another 650. Now, Roco released this a couple of years ago in the Deutsche Bahn Red, and I've got it. And then Märklin has released it in the Baden-Württemberg, the Bewegt livery, like my Desiro I just got. And Märklin released that version last year. And now they're releasing another livery of it. This is the C-Gleis. I'm trying to see if it reads. Looks as it does in 2024. When Joyce and I were in Mainz in 2023, we visited Mainz. We rode a 650, but not in this livery. If I ever find the 650 in the livery we rode, I'd do it. But again, once you make this model, it's easy to make all the variations of it. It's like a Vectron. Once you've got the basic Vectrons, just change the paint schemes. So let's see what's next. Well, another one. RS1 Regio Shuttle, the Württembergische Eisenbahn. So that would be roughly in the area because we were, and we're going to be in the Württemberg area this year, Baden-Württemberg. Looks as it did starting in 2025. Didn't see this in our last trip when we were in 2023 when we were in Freiburg, which is Baden-Württemberg, and back in 2020. Nope. So yeah, I haven't seen this livery yet. All right, so here is the Leonhard Weiss Class 2019. It's the Stadler Euro 9000. I just got the Süd Express one in Deutsche Bahn livery. But yeah, this is a big guy. Märklin is releasing a few of these, so this is the first one that they are. Well, I shouldn't say it's the first one because they advertised the other two already. Now they're adding a third livery to it. I really like this livery, but I want the Rail Force 1 livery. Okay, this is a 272, basically a G2000. That's what it says, diesel locomotive. You see this in all kind of, I want to say Vossloh. Yeah, Vossloh G2000, it says in there. Very common locomotive. It's a cool enough livery. Looks very much like the photograph there. And it says the fans are separately fitted and replicated. Now, if the fans actually move, that would be really cool. Okay, here's the Class BE 4/6 electric locomotive. This is a Swiss design. And again, these just look like rolling toasters to me. They're classic, they're historical. This is Era 4, because Märklin released a museum version of something similar to this back in the new items for all 2026. This is stuff they're adding to the release. I don't think it was the same thing, but I think it's a similar design, and so now they're releasing another one of that. And again, you get all the story. June of 1917 ordered these locomotives, but this one looks as it did in whatever time period they're saying it's Era 4. And then you get the Sputnik caboose to go with it. It's kind of cute. And a crocodile. Now, they had a German crocodile in the 2026 new items released in January. So now we get an Austrian one. And again, anybody who knows this channel knows I'm not a big crocodile guy. They are a staple of so many German model train collections, and I don't get into them. The coloring's cool. The little, it says it's not a new mold, but it's a new loco number and that. It's just, I don't get into them. Sorry. Oh, that's kind of cool. A Southern Pacific coffin, Berkshire's, a Berkshire coffin. It's Cool. American Loco. Probably one of the cooler American Locos they've made outside the Union Pacific Big Boy. Definitely cooler looking than the Shay, in my opinion. Sorry, all you Shay fans. Just don't get into the Shays either. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's just Southern Pacific, you know. Got to give me Baltimore and Ohio, you know, something that ran in my area to talk me into an American Loco. And some Southern Pacific freight cars and a caboose. So that would make a really cool set for. So see, you can make some American trains. You just got Era 6 and Era 4. Oh, wow. Well, I was never going to buy a Ludmilla, but if I were ever going to get a Ludmilla, there's the Ludmilla to get. A Märklin Ludmilla. Boy, that's going to be big and heavy, I bet. That's kind of cool. The Märklin. Now, I've got a chance to buy the Märklin 218 in the Märklin livery, a Märklin Class 66. They're available at a shop I occasionally go to here in the United States. And now you're throwing the Ludmilla at me. I don't know what that's going to cost. I would say it's probably going to be $450 to $500. But yeah, that's kind of cool. I have to admit that's cool. Just because it's the Märklin livery. Ludmillas are historical, but they are sort of an East German, and I don't do the East German trains. Oh, well, that's cool. A couple of flatbeds towing flat cars with some Märklin vans. Yeah, you could talk me into that. So that apparently is the new Märklin vehicle release. So I can see myself getting those and adding it to my Märklin train. Why not? All right, so another catalog car, different than the one that was in the January 2026 release. And then the Märklin magazine car, which they always announce in the summer new items. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not collecting either of those, but that is kind of a cool looking annual car for the magazine. And there's Christmas. Now that's interesting because last year it was green, and this year it's gold, slightly different design. They've changed the design, but I'm sorry, I said gold. It's brown. But yeah, I'll be getting that and adding it too. That would be fine. Maybe get a couple, and maybe get another one of the other. But these go for 40, $50 each. But I'll be getting these, and they've got it with the newer modern locomotives, so that's cool. I do like that, so I'll get that, even though it really is just the same thing from last year repainted, but gotta like it. Along with the My World, or not My World, a startup Christmas car that I'll be picking up as well. Oh, another MHI, Max Bogle. I've got some Max Bogle from Mahano over here, but the they're lightweight. I need to put some weight into those. And a VT 135F rail bust. Well, that's kind of cool looking in a different way. That's really very cool. And some some luggage and stuff you can throw up on the top. Yeah, that's cool. Car body made of metal impregnated plastic. Well, that sounds interesting. But yeah, I could see myself getting that Max Bogle container transport. I like that. And it'll go with the ones I've got. Okay, so now they're going into Z scale, and I'm just going to flip through this because I really only focus on the HO, but that is kind of cool there. The little 4x4 locomotive with the 2-axle passenger. And another, I thought they released a CID Kittle and or announced they were releasing one in January, so they're adding another one. Classic 628 from back in the day. This is all Z scale, so really tiny. And the Z gauge Christmas car. Too bad that one's not an HO. I'd get that. And the Z scale magazine annual car. And now I assume we're getting into 1 scale. Wow, because 1 is big. It's up quite a bit from O scale. But that's just weird looking. And I don't say that in a negative way. It's just different. I've never seen something like this. Class EG 507. And they're just offering, and that's kind of what they do with G-Scale. They'll have like one particular model and then just subtle variations of it. Just saves on cost because making one scale stuff is expensive. I have no idea what that's going to cost. And it's got a Bueller motor in it specifically designed for this model. A Swiss AE 814. Well, I think we can guess what an 814 stands for. Yep. That's got to cost a fortune. I don't even want to imagine what that would cost in one scale. And then a couple of CAD drawings showing you the subtle variations they're going to be making with it. But yeah. And another one, the Gotthard Giant. This is an AE814 Swiss version. Interesting. All models with that's fancy loudspeakers, which you can get away with in one scale. And more variants of this one. And then the Trade Show Express. This is HO again, so this is an HO model celebrating the trade shows featuring special edition trade show locomotive unveiled at, Intermodell Bau is a big model train show in Dortmund, corporate trade show, although public can attend, but it's all the big guys show off all the new stuff they're making or where they are on big announcements from previous releases. So we'll see that. Anyhow, back to me. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this, and we will catch you on the next video. Until then, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care, everybody.